So today we're doing maintenance on the 2003 Explorer. This is for the 5R55 transmission service. It's located right here, and there is a drain port right here. We're gonna take that out and let it drain into our catch pan here. And what you need to get started, you need some Mercon 5 or Mercon V, whatever you wanna call it, transmission fluid. You're gonna need a filter, and this is the part number for the filter. It's a Motorcraft, what I recommend. And then it'd be nice to have a fill adapter. And what it is, a little plug that screws in where the drain is and lets you attach a rubber hose to it and fill the transmission. But this is the part number, and I got this off of Amazon. So now we're going to take this drain plug out. Just like that. You see the fluid looks pretty good. It's nice and red, it's not black, which is great. I've not had any trouble with the vehicle, but I've driven it for over 30,000 miles now, and I wasn't sure how long it had been before the original owner had done the service, but he had rebuilt this transmission a few years back. But I'm gonna go ahead and change the filter and the fluid in it and just give you a step along the way. First thing you wanna do is drain all the fluid out. And once you drain the fluid out, then we're going to take the pan off so we can get to the filter. 8mm socket's all you need with an extension. No matter how careful you are, you're probably going to spill some. Look how that magnet got a lot of metal contaminants in it. Good thing about this gasket is reusable, so we're just going to clean the pan up and put that back on. And then here's the filter, and we'll note the orientation of it. All right. And now we gotta there's a screw here on this end, and there's a screw back here. So we'll take those two screws off when we pull this down. Make sure you pull your filter off. These rubber O-rings come off with the filter because there are brand new ones on this one that will hold it in place and keep it sealed. So if they don't come off, reach there and pull them out with like a pick or something. Once you get your filter out of the pack, you make sure it's got the O-rings on it there. I've gone in here and sprayed all this off to get most of the fluid out of the way. Of course, it's still dripping a little bit, which is about normal. And we're trying to catch it with our transmission catch pan. But you notice there's a wide end and a small end. The small end goes toward the back, so it goes up like this. So I'm gonna rub a little bit of transmission fluid around these O-rings so they slide easier. I'm gonna put this up, put the bolts in it, and then I've already cleaned the pan and the gasket. That is a reusable gasket. And I'm gonna slap it back on, and then we'll start putting the fluid in it. All right, to put the fluid in, I have this Mighty Vac. There's the part number for it. You basically just, like a big turkey syringe, you suck it out of here and you push it in here. Unfortunately, the tube I have won't fit, so I have a little rubber adapter in between, and then this can go right inside, and then I can push the fluid in. So I'm gonna start pushing the fluid in, And the way it works is you push fluid in until it starts coming out, you put the plug in it, you crank the vehicle, you run it through the gears a few times, you put it back in park, and then you take the drain plug back out and you see where your fluid, if it's coming out or not. What you want to do is, while the engine's running in park, you want to keep putting fluid in it until it starts to drip out. When it starts to drip out, that's when it's at the right level, and that's when you put your plug in and you're done. And once the vehicle's running, you run it through the gears a few times. You fill it up till it starts dripping out, which it's doing now. And then you put the plug back in it. Before I do that, I want to put some seal on this plug. I think this plug was leaking before. And that's all there is to it. Ready to go. Now we'll lower it down and go do a test drive, make sure everything's good. And just like that, we are back doing a quick test drive to make sure the fluids are all good. Yeah, nothing like a wide open throttle pull to make sure everything's all good and seated, you know. So now we're going to come to a stop and we'll pull off kind of easy and see what happens. Oh yeah, nice and smooth. So I'll give it a couple days and I'll go back and check the fluid again just to make sure, and you basically let the vehicle run and then you start trying to feed in fluid again, and if it takes it, great, and if it doesn't, starts to run out, you put your plug back in and you're ready to go. But this one took exactly 5 quarts of fluid to be normal. So in my vehicle, because I didn't run it with the filter and all that off, you know, just changing the filter and putting fluid in it, it was 5 quarts of Mercon V or Mercon 5 fluid that I put back in here, and it's good to go now. It's got a brand new filter, it's shifting good, shifting correctly, nothing weird. Which it was shifting fine before. Like I say, I just haven't done the maintenance on it. I've changed the diff fluid in it and the transfer case fluid, and I keep the engine oil changed, but I've not changed and serviced the transmission. So now it's serviced, and that's at 209,600 miles. So hopefully this was helpful. If you've ever tried to change your transmission fluid in your Explorer and couldn't quite figure it out, how do you add the fluid? How do you make sure the fluid's full? That's how I do it. Till next time.